Good morning. It is Tuesday, February 1st, 2022, and that means it's Taco Tuesday. I'm excited to be joined today by four of our excellent vendor partners that are each going to, as is our custom, each of them will take a 15-minute slot to sort of talk about something new and exciting going on with their company or their resources. I like to keep my intros short though, so I am going to very quickly pass the mic over to our first presenter, who is Tina, joining us from Scholastic. So Tina, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then that should empower you to start sharing yours, and then we'll be ready to go.
Awesome. Can you see my screen?
Looks good.
F1, awesome. All right, so Taco Tuesday with Tina. I've been waiting all week to say that. So we're going to talk about Trueflix today. Has anybody used the Trueflix program? Has anybody heard about it? All right. Well, then we'll just jump right in. So I'm thrilled to have the chance to share with you a quick overview of our award-winning Trueflix program. Digital platforms and the internet presents our students with a significant challenge of learning how to access and synthesize massive amounts of information. Yet, contrary to belief, students do not instinctively know how to navigate the abundance of information available to them through these digital resources. And I've got some statistics based on a 2016 School Libraries Work Research Compendium. So 75% of students have no idea how to locate articles and resources that they need for research. 60% don't verify accuracy of reliability in the information they find. And one of my most scariest statistics is that 26% of teachers spend from 4 to more than 10 hours just searching for digital content to support their lessons. That is, you know, digital programs have changed how your teachers teach, prepare, plan, and also find content for the students. In time, students learn how to verify information, but to start, they need to have access to this information that has already been verified in order to focus on learning and synthesizing, as well as being critical of content. So pretty much they need a place to start, a place where they can springboard into additional learning. And that's where our digital programs come into place. Our content area programs are designed as a continuum. They deliberately follow the same watch, read, explore more format to build familiarity and confidence in your users. All of our programs share similar tools as well. These include unit videos, audio read aloud books, lesson plans, vetted web links, multiple text types, and free training for all of your staff. All of the programs in the Scholastic Digital Suite offer students, no matter what grade or reading level, the opportunity to build content knowledge with engaging content, develop core proficiency skills necessary for academic success, practice and fortify their digital reading stamina, I can say that word, navigate increasing levels of text complexity. Trueflix has multiple Lexile and grade level guided reading levels on the same content so that students are sure to be reading on level and therefore better positioned to comprehend, but to have the opportunity to read and master stretch text. There's thousands of informational text which allow students to practice their close reading skills. Not only do Flix products feature nonfiction ebooks and informational texts, but also primary sources, maps, poems, fictional passages, and in some cases, newspapers, charts, graphs, and more. Additional resources to support teachers and librarians are also included with the Scholastic digital products, including lesson plans, correlations, mark records, and so much more. So Trueflix, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Trueflix has engaging content which helps build a love of reading and begins the student in reading to learn. Trueflix provides nonfiction content units in science and social studies for students in grades 3 through 6 and is perfect for beginning researchers, science and social studies teachers, as well as independent learners. The high interest content is delivered in an engaging format in a variety of media and text types, offering students a 360 perspective of each subject. Trueflix currently has 217 content units in 27 different categories. Age-appropriate videos are designed to engage visual learners and introduce the subject that will be further explored in the supporting text. Digital ebooks build content knowledge, while natural read aloud assists with vocabulary fluency. So each unit in Trueflix, as I mentioned before, is set up exactly the same. And it follows the same pattern that the students would see in BookFlix, but also continuing on in FreedomFlix and ScienceFlix, the next two programs. So they're going to watch a short introductory video on the topic to build background knowledge, introduce key vocabulary words, as well as hook those visual learners. There's a digital ebook or flip book with nonfiction text to build content knowledge. The ebook that is in Trueflix is exactly the same as the print book that the students will find in the library or in their classroom libraries. There's highlighted glossary words that can be defined and read aloud in the context. There's a lesson plan for every unit, an activity center with games and quizzes, and the activity center quiz can also be printed out as a soft assessment within, for the teachers to use within the program. There's additional text, including fictional passages, poems, charts, tables, news stories, biographies, artwork, and more for a deeper level of understanding and to teach the kids not to be surface learners. So now that we've talked a little bit about Trueflix, let's talk about what happens after you purchase. What good is having these resources if nobody knows you have them or no one knows how to use them? At Scholastic, we truly pride ourselves on the partnerships we create with educators and with all WiLS members. We take our post-sale support very seriously. We have welcome kits, which include a variety of tools to help spread the word about your new resources, including free posters and bookmarks. We have school to home letters. We also have a school to home letter with a spot for a QR code to make it easily accessible. There we go. Monthly newsletters, which come out. I have a lot of my librarians who take these newsletters and cannibalize them so that they can make it a little bit more in tune to what their teachers are looking for. These monthly newsletters also have curated content and teaching ideas. We have ready-made social media images to help share on your own channels, as well as professional development tools, including implementation guides and best practice guides. So I want to take you into the program really quick and just show you a unit. I know we've got 4 minutes left, so if anybody has any questions, let me know. I did share out before this meeting, there is a complimentary subscription set up for all WiLS members. In addition, just a reminder, all WiLS members get a discount of up to 40% off all print materials. So if you're looking for any reinforced library bound print titles for your library, just a reminder, you do get up to 40% off. So if we were to go into a unit, videos are nice. You can enlarge them.
Is it true that Jackie Robinson was the first African-American to play in the modern major leagues?
To read the book, you open the ebook up. We see our highlighted word here. If we were to click on it, up would pop the definition. We can click read to me, which will then prompt us to click on a sentence, and it will start to read that aloud.
In the mid-20th century, slavery.
And again, turning the page is as simple as turning the page on the side, or going to the contents and flipping straight to a specific section. We have our Explore More, which takes us to encyclopedia articles based on this topic area. Each unit has a project idea for that beginning researcher. Our activity center has a show what you know as well as a word match. And then we have our vetted web links in Explore the Web. So that is Trueflix in a nutshell. I am within my 15 minutes, Jeff. And if anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call. I am here to assist anytime.
Thank you so much, Tina. Excellent presentation as usual. I have invited folks to feel free to drop any questions they might have into the chat window as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. I didn't say that at the top of the session, but we'll keep an eye on that. So we can be sure to refer any questions to the right person. So let me kind of quickly reset back to our landing screen here. And I am excited to introduce a representative from World Archives. This is Finch Rodriguez, who I hadn't met before, so I'm really excited to have you joining us today, Finch.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Thank everyone for sharing your time with me. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. Let me know if you can see this.
Looks good.
Perfect. All right, we are World Archives, otherwise known as Newspaper Archive. I'll go through a little quick slide. I'll take you through a little live demo of the website, and then we'll answer some questions after that. All right. So a brief history. We were founded in 1997, being the first newspaper archive platform to go live and get on one of the websites. And since then, we have been growing, thankfully, to a lot of our patrons who have engaged with us, a lot of our partners who have made us a part of their, their daily activities and whatnot. A few of the products and services that we offer access to our newspaper archive database. We can create and digitize microfilm, and we will roll out soon here duplication and subscriptions to our microfilm. Now, with your Access subscription, we do offer just tons of content, over 15,000 newspapers, billions of photos and articles, just a ton of digitized pages, names, so you can go ahead and do a search if you'd like. A lot of our content is rather unique. We do specialize in small town newspapers, but we do have a lot of the large city newspapers as well. We are in 48 countries and in all 50 states, and our history ranges well over 400 years, from 1607 to current. And we try and upload and update 1 to 2 million pages monthly, just so we can stay relevant, get more history out to a lot of these libraries as patrons or students, for example. With our microfilm, it is the gold standard for long-term preservation. It offers a phenomenal shelf life, and it's very easy to convert to digital images. We can create microfilm based on your current newspapers that you have in-house. You can send them to us. We can digitize them for you, put them on microfilm. We can recycle them for you. We can house them for you or return them back. And we can digitize an existing microfilm collection that you may have. I'll take you through a quick demo here of our website. Here we go. So this is our splash page. This would be white labeled. So, welcome to Newspaper Archive, provided for you by the name of your institution. And as you can see here, you can start searching right away. We have a name, keyword, we have titles that you can search. You can browse by location, you can browse by date, by publication. You can hit a couple of the tabs up here. You can browse by location, for example, where you can narrow it down from countries if you have a World Access subscription. Down by state, first name, last name. You can have specific keywords that you set in there. You can browse by date, if that's something that you're looking for. No, if I want to go way, way, way back, I can hit on this link here, and it takes me to some of the earlier newspapers, which are very interesting to read, I've come to find. We have an advanced search feature as well, where you can do first name, last name, you can do keywords, which is all the craze with a lot of the students these days. Narrow it down by location as well. But my favorite is right up here. I'll take you to our publications tab. And in our publications tab, if you hover over any of the states, I'll choose Wisconsin here, for example, it will tell you right there, we have 829 publications, our oldest being 1818. So we span over 169 years of just history in our database that you can have access to. And then it gives us the name of the newspaper, for example, the city it's based out of, the years we have available, how many issues within those years, and when it was last updated. So if I go to the Racine Journal-Times, for example, I can click on this guy, pull up one of the thumbnails, and boom, you've got the paper. Very easy to navigate, very user-friendly website. We've had a lot of hours put into this just to make it almost perfect. From here, you can save an image, you can share the image, you can print it if you'd like. If you haven't had your morning coffee yet and the paper is off to the side a little bit, you can straighten it out. You can crop it, for example. So if I click on these scissors here, I take my rectangle tool and I'll take this guy right up here, stretch it out some. And now at this point, I can clip this out, a brief little description, tag it to whoever I'd like to tag it to, and then I can send it out. I can print it if I'd like. Or if you're feeling a little adventurous, you crack open a K-cup, maybe drop some herbal tea in some water, and peruse a newspaper. Just go page to page. You can kind of read what was happening back in 1953 in Racine here, and a lot of people love the idea that you can go to these old comics and maybe have a laugh or two. All All right, I'm going to go back to the, oh, another thing, we have a support tab, something that I'm proud of. If you have any questions or something is not right, maybe you found an error in one of the papers, or just doesn't look that right, you can always reach out to us. We have a great customer success team that is always standing by. We love having first call resolution. So when you call in, you get a live person, you email, you get a quick response, no holdups on our end. All right, back to my slideshow here. With every Access subscription, you do get to customize your content, and we base it off budget. We work with budgets big and small, and we also base it off your institutional needs too. Again, our world-class platform, a robust search option. You can download, print, save, and all these image clippings. And again, you can tag or organize your findings and send those out if you'd like, or share them with friends and family. And again, extensive help center. I cannot speak more for our team. We love the fact that if there is an issue, we are on it and we are getting you the solution right then and there. We offer marketing materials to encourage our patron engagement, and that comes in the form of digital banners. We do bookmarks. We offer some posters as well. And again, that dedicated client success manager as well. Our pricing is determined by 3 components. You have full-time enrollment, you have population served, and it's based on your desired content access, which means if you want state access, we'll roll that out for you. If you want a our US collection, we can roll that out for you as well, or we have our world collection as well. And we do offer remote access. So, with the way things are going, you can access all this information from home. You can offer your patrons library card access by setting up we actually set all that up for you. We just ask that you send it to us. We have a great back office team that gets everything squared away and has you up and running. For microfilm and digitization projects, and we also offer API data mining solutions. An estimate can be provided just based on the scope of the project. So there's, if you have any questions, you can send us the information. And what we do is, we have a list that we go through, just a few questions, and then you send us some samples, and we base the estimate off of that. So all we would need, if anyone's interested, is just your population served or your full-time enrollment, your budget target, what you can and can't work with, a timeline of how quickly you'd like to get everything set up. If you could walk us through your decision-making process so we can maybe offer some of our solutions. And I can, at that point, provide you an estimate. We do offer a free 30-day trial as well. So if anyone is interested in kind of seeing how things go, please feel free to reach out to me. And this is the part where we have, I can answer any questions if you have any, but while we're doing that, I will put this up here so you guys can see a quick PDF of my contact info and little highlights of what I just talked about. And again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for having me. Again, my name is Finch. My company is World Archives or newspaperarchive.com. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. If not, Jeff, thank you so much for sharing your time with me.
I unmuted myself just in time to cough. Sorry about that. Thank you, Finch. We've got a little bit of time before our next presenter. I thought in looking at our attendees today, it looks like we've got some academic libraries represented here, as well as public libraries. Do you, I think that the Newspaper Archive works a lot with public libraries. Do you also have clients in the college or university library sectors as well?
We absolutely do. So we work closely with a lot of public libraries. I believe in WiLS, we have 6 public libraries that we currently work with, and a couple of universities as well. So we try and hit up as many schools as we can, as many public libraries as possible. Our job, again, is to get that history out there and give all of your institutional patrons access to it, and students as well. It's a great website. We pride ourselves in having a lot of this content, especially in Wisconsin. We have it's one of our top states with just a ton of content, and our job is to get out here and try and spread it.
That's great. We did have one question come into chat, and I don't, maybe this is something you can answer. The question is, how does this resource compare to newspaper.com? Is that a resource that you're familiar with? What would you say?
I am. So we are familiar with newspaper.com. A lot of it varies in, we do have a price difference and content content as well. So sometimes we have more content than a lot of our competitors. Sometimes we don't. But when it comes to price, we try and beat everyone out as best as we can, just based on the information that maybe a school or a library is looking for.
Can I jump in too? This is Hope.
Oh, Hope is my boss, by the way. She's on here, yeah.
Yeah, so I did see Raquel's question, which is a great question. So newspapers.com is actually owned by Ancestry. So we do have some overlap, but they do focus on large city newspapers or big city newspapers, where we're focused on small towns. So there's a lot more information about individuals. We do have some overlap, but there's a lot of content that we do have that they don't. Additionally, because it's more focused on a personal experience, there's no reporting available for institutions. So you wouldn't be able to go in and see what your patrons are looking at or what your usage model is to make sure that you're getting the best out of your subscription. So Finch didn't show the information, but if you want to do individual demos, if you'd like to go through a deeper dive into the website, he can also show you some of the reporting that we do have available for our institutions, which would help you make decisions on whether or not it's the best solution for your institution.
That's great. Thank you. I have seen another question come into our Q&A module here, and this is from Tom, who's from University of Wisconsin in Stevens Point. And he asks, is this the same resource that many UWs have for their Wisconsin collection, and that used to be in Badger Link as well? Does that ring a bell with you, Finch or Hope? Is Badger Link is sort of the statewide, it's managed by the state library here, the Department of Public Instruction. It's sort of like a statewide access to some resources. I'm not sure. I don't think this is the same thing that's in there, but I was wondering if that might be related to that.
Sure. I don't believe we have a whole lot of subscribers with BadgerLink. I believe we've been in talks with them. WiLS is obviously our favorite. We work with you guys quite a bit. So we have had a historical relationship with you guys for some time, or relationship, or, you know, institutions in the area, but I don't believe we have that with Badger.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that any institution can really use a really good, high quality historical newspaper collection. And those, I work most closely, myself work most closely with our academic libraries. And so I know that those academic libraries that have been getting Newspaper Archive have been getting it for a long time with us. So I think that it shows that they're finding it to be really valuable. I would assume quite useful for those history courses, but probably all kinds of journalism, writing, all kinds of other courses as well. So I will sort of reiterate what Finch and Hope have said. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to them, reach out to us, and we'll be happy to give you a hand.
Yep, and if you're on the fence, we do free trials, so reach out to Finch. We'll get you set up. It won't cost you anything. Check it out.
Fantastic. All right, that brings us to the top of the hour. So what I'd like to do is go back to sharing my title screen just to reset for our next presenter who has joined us. We have today Kyle coming to us from PowerNotes. Kyle, are you live with us?
Yes, I am. I am here.
All right. Kyle, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that you can share yours and take it away.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Jeff. Let me grab the screen here. All righty. So I'm excited to join you all for this quick presentation today. For those of you that are unfamiliar with PowerNotes, I wanted to give a a quick just overview on what our library and learning tools can do. And then for those of you that may have seen PowerNotes in the past or have experimented with it yourself, I'm also excited to share several new feature updates. So for those of you that are not familiar, we've been working with WiLS for over a year now, I believe, as far as offering discounted subscription goes. But we've built a online research and learning toolkit that can be used independently by students just to become more productive online readers, researchers, writers, note takers, studiers, and everything in between. And we've also built some pretty intuitive and timely features for things like information literacy instruction, online or remote research and writing instruction, and just a platform that helps connect instructors, peers, students, librarians, anyone within a university, a college, a K through 12 setting, just keeping them connected through our online research platform here. So I also want to add that we are offering a full product demo next week on Thursday, the 10th. You should get a note from someone on the WiLS team. We'll have 2 sessions, one at 12, one at 3:30. But for today, I wanted to give a quick recap of our core features, take a look at our new library search integration with Google, look at some of our new information literacy tools, and then look at our automated citation and bibliography generating tools as well. But I'm starting here on this slide just to kind of give you a general idea of what we're looking to accomplish with PowerNotes. Long story short, students are stuck using a large number of tools to manage the entire online reading, research, and writing process. Everything from having to go out and find online sources, find them within Google, within your online library databases, then have to go about capturing information from there. Typically, they'll copy and paste, and then have to look for citation information, have to try to reorganize that information, store it on a Word document, be able to easily read and sort through that information, build an outline, and then work towards whatever that final output is. Many students use PowerNotes for writing and research papers, so those are typically the examples that we share. However, you will see that PowerNotes can easily be used as well to just build study guides, take notes in class, collaborate with your peers on a project, or even for instructors or faculty looking to help become more productive with their own research. PowerNotes provides the tools to do that. So jumping into the actual tool, it's built out into 2 different parts. The first part is a browser extension, and the second part is a cloud-based web application. So basically, the browser extension that will work with Chrome, Firefox, and Microsoft Edge, that will be with the student no matter what online source they are in. So whether they are in one of your databases that's provided by the school, or perhaps something that they found on the open web, a PDF, an ebook platform, any online source that they are in, PowerNotes will be there with them. And then they also have the ability to take a look at all the information they've captured on their project outline page, which is what you're looking at here. So for today's example, I've pulled up a few sources on climate change. Every time you start a new project, we will have these 2 default topics. Projects is the largest organizational structure you can have within your account. And then within each project, you have any number of topics that you will organize information into. So here I have just background and new topic. Once again, these are just default. You can change these before you even start reading. You can add new ones from the very beginning, build out perhaps an outline that you'll be looking for. You can easily do that by adding topics, changing colors associated with topics, and so on. And you can also, something that's new, is add source note labels for things like information literacy. So PowerNotes, these projects are designed to be a centralized location to pull in a number of outside sources into one place. But what we've also added is the ability to add source note labels. So you can add different things like information literacy evaluation templates, like the CRAP method, SIFT, and so on. And then each time you go into a source, you will have a field to be able to type in those, type in and evaluate those sources. And I can show you what that looks like in a moment. So jumping into the actual sources, this is what PowerNotes looks like with the sidebar activated with that browser extension. So you can minimize this, keep it open, or you can just disable PowerNotes entirely. So when you have the extension activated, this will always be here. There's never a need to refresh anything. It's always right there with you. When you want to save a piece of information, you just highlight. So when you highlight something, this box will pop up. It'll show you the title of the project that you are in, and it'll give you the option to organize that highlight into one of your topics. So for example, I can place that in the background. From there, it'll prompt me to annotate this quote. And then automatically, we will pair your annotations with that quote. That quote cannot be edited or changed inside of PowerNotes because it's not ours. We will automatically capture a link back to the source. Even if it's inside one of these databases, we will capture the permalink through a proxy integration with your university's libraries. And we also have a confirm citation button. So this is fairly new. We've built an instance of Zotero on our server. So just by highlighting text on a page, we will automatically give you the citation. You can change the citation format. And when you come in, you double check that these are accurate. You can edit this field if need be. Typically, they are very close to accurate. You just click save. And then we have shaded that citation icon dark gray as a visual indicator that you've not only have the citation, but you've gone in and confirmed and saved it. So it'll start building a bibliography for you on the back end. PowerNotes will work on, once again, academic databases, news articles on the open web, PDFs. Here I have a PDF from JSTOR just to show you it works exactly the same. Please don't give me a grade on this assignment. I'm just showing all of these features for functionality. Same thing, you can check the citation by clicking on the citation icon here or here in the sidebar. It'll always be there with you. So even if you forget while you're within the source, you can just click on it here and it'll pull up the citation that was been pulled. PDFs are a good example of maybe having to refresh that information. So I click refresh. It shows now the accurate citation that's provided. And perhaps if you realize, wow, I should be using APA instead, you can easily change that as well. You can easily add your own thoughts as well. There's a plus icon next to each topic. I click add freeform note. If I want to start my own writing, if I think of a question I want to ask, and then now you can start to organize your work, build an outline for whatever it is that you're working towards. Jumping here quickly into the open web just to show you it works exactly the same, not too exciting, but you can easily capture information here as well. And on any source, if something does not fit within the two topics that you've created, there's a plus icon. You can start to build out that outline as you're reading. Grab the citations. This will work once again on all online sources that can be opened up in the browser. Now you have all that information with you. You can also capture images with a right click, organize, annotate. It's that same process over and over again. Capture, organize, annotate, keep reading. You can also grab screenshots. So you can right click, capture images, screenshot, capture images, and it'll put those photos directly into your project. Now, PowerNotes has recently added a feature. This is an integration with the discovery service that your library uses. So like EBSCO, EDS, Primo, Ex Libris, and Blacklight are a few that we've been activating this feature for. And what happens is when your students go to Google to look for study materials or if they're researching something, Google is typically that first stop for them. So what we've done is added this search integration where we will also show results from your college libraries. So our accounts are set up for this demonstration with our partners at the University of Tennessee at Knoxville, but yours will say results from X libraries, and we will customize that for you. Your students will create accounts with your university or college email domains, and that's how we will pair it all together. So we will, right in front of them on the Google page, show them not only the Google search results, but also the results from your university's libraries, which we know we want them to go to, because typically those are more authoritative sources. This gives them all that information right on one page. And they can even click on these individually to go right to that source, or click See All Results. And it will bring them to that search page and show them results as if that search was done right within your library. Once again, this is brand new, just launched actually last month. So we're very excited to have this activated at schools and see how we are helping drive traffic back to the university's libraries. One last thing I mentioned was that information literacy piece. So every time you go in and check a citation for a source, at the very top, there's also a Source Notes tab. So when you click on Source Notes, you will see here that there's an option to either add a label, or if you had gone in on that homepage beforehand and added labels there, they will all show across all the sources. But if you're looking at things like currency, you can add these different labels here, and these will be specific to your sources. So it's very easy to come in. We have several of our undergraduate writing programs specifically using this as part of an assignment for evaluating sources. And there are a number of different ways to use it, because this information is then exported on the back end. So you'll be able to see all the sources that you've used and then how you evaluated those sources in a clean spreadsheet. So then you can add those notes in there, click save, and so on. When I go back to that project outline page where I started, you will see all the information that you've added. And here is where you can begin to reorganize the information. It's all paired together in these neat note cards that we call digital note cards. You can always edit the annotations because they are yours. You cannot edit the quote that it's paired with. You can click on the links to go back to those sources. You have the citations there. You can sort through this information by date, source, and editor. Great for group projects, seeing who did what. If you're an instructor and you want to see when the student started their assignment, you can see that. It'll put it all in chronological order down to the minute. And then when the student wants to either share their work, they can just share this view here, this entire project with someone, or they can export it out. Sending it out to Word documents, there are two different options. You can send it out just in an outline format, which will show you everything. Your topics, your quotes, your citations, the links, everything. A nice, clean, consistent format that instructors love. And then you can also send just things out to a bibliography. You can see here are all the citations that we've used for this project specifically. Alrighty, so I'm looking in the chat and I'm not seeing many questions. Once again, we are having a full product demo, which is typically about 45 minutes to an hour next week, specifically for WiLS. They'll be on Thursday, the 10th at 12 and 3:30 p.m. We have two different options. For those of you that might be interested, I can be reached at kyle@powernotes.com, but also you should be getting a note from the WiLS team as a reminder with a registration link as well. I'd be happy to answer any questions. You can send them via email or contact the WiLS team and we can coordinate with them. But I want to thank Jeff and Sarah and the entire WiLS team for putting on this Taco Tuesday. It's a great way for us to show our latest features and update you all on everything PowerNotes. So thank you very much for your time. And I hope I'm not missing any questions. I'm not seeing any, but thank you very much, Jeff.
Thank you, Kyle. Thanks for joining us. I don't see questions having come into the chat, but if we do get any after the fact, we will absolutely forward them on to you.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Let me switch back to my screen one more time so that I can introduce our fourth and final presenter today. Joining us from ClassHook, which is a new partner with WiLS, is Alex. Alex, are you here? Oh, I see him.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Alex, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that you can take the reins and tell us about ClassHook.
Sure, wonderful. Thank you all for the opportunity. Really excited to share ClassHook with you today. Give me 1 second to share my slides. Great. So ClassHook helps you improve student outcomes using popular TV shows and movies. And so I'll just go into the team a little bit. I am the founder and the CEO of ClassHook. My co-founder and partner in crime is Joyce. We have experience in education, in startups, and on the tech side. So we have kind of a very complementary skills. And so we're really responsive to teacher needs, and we know how to take your needs and put them into practice in the product and in solving those needs. I'm going to start off with a quick video just to show you how ClassHook manifests in terms of showing you educational scenes. So I'm going to play this, and it's about 2 minutes long.
Okay, who's ready for some science? Y'all ready for this?
One time, a long time ago, this country was a part of England, and we wasn't getting along with them too good.
That would be 40. 40? No, 10. Oh dear, that's no good. See, this is from our winter stock, and the supply and demand have a big problem. You want to talk about a supply and demand problem? I sell ice for a living.
Ooh, that's a rough business to be in right now. And you're gonna ditch me?
No!
Liar!
I never lie!
Yes, you do! And you know how I know?
Well, actually,
Every time you lie, you turn green.
I do's not.
If I do not use my heater, I will be slowly killed by the laws of thermodynamics.
A branch must have knocked out the power lines.
Fine, I'll see what's on TV.
Y'all ready for this?
That runs on electricity also.
All right, I'll watch a DVD. There's no way that runs on electricity.
The atom is the smallest unit in a chemical element. Atoms are made of 3 parts.
What was this sentence originally?
Oh, they are warm, nice people with big hearts. And that became, they are humid, prepossessing Homo sapiens with full-sized aortic pumps.
So that was a quick video showing many of the educational scenes we have on ClassHook. I'm going to hop into a quick demo right now. And so as the video hinted at, we have over 6,600 educational scenes from your students' favorite TV shows and movies, The Simpsons, Frozen, The Office, Friends, a lot of those shows and movies that they'll recognize. And we put it together in one place that is cataloged and categorized so that educators can come in and teach their students and supplement their lessons with a TV show or a movie clip. So we have content in subject areas, your subjects, math, your science, but also some electives like business, health, social, emotional learning, and others. And you can browse them all right here on our website pretty easily. I'm going to do a quick search just to show you what that's like. So my account is set up as a middle school ELA teacher. And as right off the bat, I'm getting some recommended clips here from the Amanda Show, from Ratatouille. And you can see there's a lot of information about each clip, like which ages it's appropriate for, what subjects it teaches, and what specific concepts it teaches as well. So it goes beyond even the topic or the unit level. it goes to the specific concept you want to teach. So that means when you're on a ClassHook, you can actually just search for simile if you want to find that concept and teach it to students. And then you can put in a whole host of search filters here as well, and then find a clip, let's say this Aladdin clip. Right from here, you can watch the content on ClassHook. So teachers, or even if you're working in the library, you don't have to go find the DVD or have teachers use their personal Netflix accounts and things like that. We've taken care of clearing the copyright for you all and putting them on our platform. And so when you here, you can watch the video. You can organize yourself as well by adding it to a playlist. If I want to add it to my ELA playlist, just in one click, I have it there. They're similar to YouTube playlists in that you can organize a collection of videos there. If you want to share the clip, embed it, share it with students, share it to your LMS, post it to Google Classroom or social media, you can do that right from here. So I'm showing you one piece of ClassHook, which is finding clips, but ClassHook is actually more than just a collection of videos. It's actually, it has a discussion platform accompanying it. So you can take those clips and implement them in your lessons and then assess students with them. So under discuss, that's where most of our discussion features are. You can see I already have some questions set up. And there are some questions that other educators have set up here. They're the community pause prompts. So you can use what other educators in ClassHook have done and put those in your lessons. So you're not starting from a blank slate all the time. You're able to just take what other educators have done. We also include a question bank. So if you need to get started with assessing your students, you can pull from over 230 starter templates to prompt students in certain areas. So all these questions are categorized by Webb's depth of knowledge. So if you want to assess students or you want them to summarize or synthesize their knowledge, you're able to do that. And you can even find questions suited for that particular depth of knowledge here. So let's say analysis for middle school. You'll find a whole host of questions here that you can use. If you want to use a question, you can just put a template here. Why do you think Aladdin is using literary devices? As just an example, add that to your clip. And then here's my question. Now, these are regular questions that you can ask in the classroom. You can also create a pause prompt. So this is in the video. And let's say I go to 15 seconds. I can ask my question here. What is the meaning behind the dark sky? Again, another example. You can ask that, and then you can that question. So this is wonderful for a think, pair, share activity. This is wonderful to share, get your students thinking and to make them active participants rather than passive viewers. And you can even take these questions, conduct them in a live discussion, and have your students respond in real time, or you can assign it to students so they can respond on their own time, maybe for homework or a self-paced learning activity. We have standard deployment with the Common Core Next Gen Science standards in a few states as well, and we're always adding more states. So you can actually find content on ClassHook aligned to these various standards, and we even have a view here, clips by standards, where you can look for a particular standard and then find all the content aligns to it. I want to hop in and show you one more feature. There are a lot of features I can show, but I want to show you one more that's particularly interesting. Comparisons. So this is to compare multiple videos across a central theme or an idea. So let's say I should do a new comparison. I compare simile versus metaphor. As you can tell, I've done several of these before. I can put my objective optionally. And this is where one of the really shining features of ClassHook, because we're all about helping you use videos effectively. While we do provide the videos, we also want you to use them effectively in a discussion, in a classroom, to educate people. And so you can take several clips here from your playlists, personal clips, or your own videos you can put on ClassHook. And then you can just search a ClassHook library for simile or metaphor to find our clip here. And then I'm going to add a as you can see, there's a lot for a lot of different content areas. Literary devices is a strong one, science, and I showed you the list of their business, health. And then add a discussion question. How does Aladdin compare things versus Corey from Boy Meets World. So this is a great way to compare ideas or themes across multiple different videos. You can add up to 3 videos here. A lot of teachers use this for comparing different perspectives, primary, secondary sources, pros and cons analysis, different types of war propaganda and history. There's so many different ways you can use this. And now I'm already done setting it up. I'm just going to go back to my example here, and then I can see clips side by side with the discussion questions. And it's great for a verbal discussion. We're soon adding the ability to assign this to students so they can respond to the questions. No more going to the different tabs, no more going to different PowerPoint slides to try to show the content to students. This is a wonderful tool for you or your teachers to get students to think at a deeper level than just surface area. One other really quick feature I'll show you is a vocabulary finder. So if you want to teach vocabulary more authentically using TV shows and movies, you can do that. So if I type the word experiment, you'll find a list of clips here that use that word. You'll get the context in which the word is used, and you'll even get the timestamp where the word is used. So you can go back to the clip and hear how it's pronounced or hear how it's used. So wonderful for your ELL students, wonderful for students learning hard terms or science vocabulary. We have teachers using this for a lot of different purposes. So that was a really quick overview of ClassHook. We have many more tools. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. And so if you have any questions, you can contact me directly. My phone and email are right here. And I'll just keep it open to, I think I'm about at time, so keep it open to questions.
Alex, thank you so much. Oh, sorry. I'll repeat my invitation earlier. If anyone has questions for Alex, feel free to drop them into the chat here. I had a question. I noticed that it looked like some of the clips were marked possibly by grade level, looked like maybe elementary, middle, high school, and college. Do you find that, or have you found uptake with this product at all grade levels? Are you seeing that's being used differently in the higher ed and post-secondary ed than it is in elementary school?
We are focused on K-12, but we have a stronger focus on middle school, high school. That's where student engagement tends to drop off, and bringing in this content makes things fresh and makes things new. But we have pretty even distribution across the core subject areas and elementary, especially upper elementary, middle school, high school.
That's great. I do see a question has come into the chat. Joanne asks, ClassHook is teacher-only access, right?
Joanne, teachers can access ClassHook, students can access ClassHook, and a whole institution can access ClassHook if they'd like. It is geared more towards K-12 teacher use, but we're seeing a lot of different people use it. We've even had an Army trainer use ClassHook to teach their soldiers physics. That was very interesting little tidbit we got.
Yeah, that is interesting. Is there, and I'm not sure if this gets to Joanne's question either, but we saw you demonstrate like how you, as an instructor, you could pull in relevant clips and even set up like comparison. Oh yes, here's Joanne's follow-up. She's wondering, when you say that students can use it too, could the students be doing the same kind of thing as, say, part of a presentation to demonstrate their own understanding of simile, for instance, pull some clips and put together a little something like that? Does that make sense?
Yes, they can. Students can do that as well. There are different needs that we meet. So if we're going to like an elementary school, they probably don't want their students to have access to the full library or to some of those features. So we kind of restrict those. But if your students need access to the full library and create questions and everything, they can do that.
That's fantastic. All right. Well, with that, we actually are at the end of our time for today. So I will thank Alex again for joining us. Please do feel free to reach out to Alex. Feel free to reach out to me or anybody else here at WiLS if you've got questions about ClassHook and their partnership with WiLS. And I will thank everyone attending here for coming today. We look forward to running Taco Tuesday every month. And with that, I will kind of close us out with, oh my goodness, a very graceful transition to my slides again. Sorry about that. So thank you all for attending today. For those of you watching the recording, thanks for checking it out. Next month, March 1st, we will be having another Taco Tuesday, same time, same place. Keep an eye out for the registration opening for that soon, and we will see you then. One last thank you to all of our presenters, and I hope everyone has a great day.